a sore knee. We start you out in the first quarter, and making his season debut, it's Andrea Bargnani knocking down the jumper there. The Clippers, though, up 20.
Welcome back to another session of Knicks Bros TV here on Knicks Couch Report, or first session of the 2015 season. Welcome back to all of our audience. Hopefully you guys had a good year, getting ready to go to another even a better year. I'm hoping the same thing for the New York Knicks. Right now we're 5-29. Hopefully we can turn it around. In today's session we're going to discuss obviously the Knicks against the Clippers. Also discuss a little bit about Bargnani's return from his injury, and get a little bit into the New York Jets and the GM and coaching process and the hiring. Before I get started, I would like to thank an individual that subscribed to us, and we just appreciate the comment he leaves for us. Anything that's constructive, I would love to take. That's just the type of personality my brother and I have. We just want to, be able to improve every video. Definitely check out his channel. I love when people, take time and, do Knicks or New York sports in general. His channel is the Knick Channel OBG, so make sure you check him out. Compared to his subscribers, I don't have enough, but, it is what it is. If you're viewing my channel, I'd like you to watch his. So here we go. We'll kind of get into last night's game a little bit, where we saw the New York Knicks really struggle against the Clippers. The tough thing with the New York Knicks right now is we just tend to start the games very slowly. We always tend to fall behind very fast. First quarter ended with 21-29. We're behind. And the kind of story was from there. We maintained to stay in the game all the way through, I believe, the halftime. But yet, JJ Redick, he was just hot. He was dropping those three on us the whole night. Again, we're still struggling defending the three. One of the main key struggles that we do have is rebounds. Cole Aldridge was not as good as he performed his previous game versus the Kings. I think Cole Aldridge, one thing he needs to do more is work on his defending, also rebounding a little bit. But his offensive game, I would say, is pretty good. That's one of the struggles that he has. And the other thing that he tends to do, and that's just because of the mismatches that he tends to go against. He picks up a lot of fouls. He always picks about 4 or 5 fouls in last game. The game against the Kings, he did get fouled out. So that's something that I'd like to see a little bit more out of Cole as far as improvement is concerned. Bargnani's return wasn't good whatsoever, I didn't think. He did start off much better. He was 4 for 11, 9 points. He played 20 minutes. J.R. Smith also played for around that time, around the minutes, 7 points, 3 for 10. So both of them were a little rusty. The biggest thing that we need to do too is we had 8 turnovers, and turnovers is quite frankly the thing that our team faces the entire year. We just turn the ball over. But the Clippers turn the ball over just as about, even a little bit more. They turn the ball over 10 times. We turn the ball over 8. But the one thing we did not do whatsoever, and kind of what's been going on the entire season, is when teams miss opportunities, we cannot capitalize. And that's exactly what happened last game. That's exactly what's been going on the entire year. It was a lot of chances where we had last night where they missed a shot or they turned the ball over. We could have kind of kept ourselves back into the game, but what do? We miss shots over and over again, or we turn the ball over as well. So that's that. Redick had 20 points. He was 7 for 13 points in the first quarter, and I believe he ended with 20 points. I'm not exactly sure, but that's basically what happened that game. Carmelo Anthony also, after the game, came out and stated that he's really pleased with Derek Fisher, and I thought this was a really stand up thing to do. He kind of came out and just gave words of encouragement to his coach. He stated the following: I think it was anybody else in his position, I think this probably would have crumbled already, Anthony said after scoring 19 points in the 29 minutes. I think he's doing a great job of keeping everybody focused on task and at hand and believing in what we're trying to do. So, that's awesome. That's awesome for your star player to come out and say that. I think Derek Fisher has been dealt a card that's very difficult to be able to achieve. I mean, you got all these guys that's about to come off the books, you know, they really don't care about learning the triangle offense or trying to be part of the Knicks team, and that's how I feel about it. So the fact that he's able to maintain those guys and maintain that type of chemistry, that says a lot about Derek Fisher. One thing that I like to do, and I don't know if it's fair, but you guys can leave your comments at the bottom, is, you know, I like to compare Derek Fisher with Jason Kidd as far as coaching is concerned. You know, both of them right off the bat, as soon as they retired, they got their, you know, coaching jobs. And the fact that Jason Kidd, I really don't think Jason Kidd gets the credit that he deserves. Everyone keeps saying when he was in Brooklyn, well, he was dealt this, you know, amazing, you know, squad of guys, or whether it was, you know, young guys or whether it was, you know, veteran guys that's been around the league. Yeah, sure, but look what he's doing with Milwaukee Bucks. So I don't know. Sometimes, you know, I don't know. Back in my head, sometimes I question Derek Fisher, but you know, I really think he's here for the future, and I think he's going to be able to turn it around in the future. So next games for the New York Knicks that we're going to have to be playing would be, we play the, give me 1 second, we play the Pistons, the Bucks, then we go to Memphis to play the Grizzlies, and Washington in Washington, D.C. So those 4 games are coming up. As far as Shumpert returning, I assume it's going to be about another 2 more weeks. Stoudemire should be ready to go for our next game. He's been out with sore knees. That's been kind of the summary for Stoudemire and Carmelo Anthony for this year. Now, that's really it as far as the Knicks are concerned. Hopefully we can go in there to be able to win a good game against Detroit. Now, as far as the New York Jets are concerned, they're making a couple of moves. Obviously, the Minnesota Vikings, the one that they were pursuing from the Vikings team, turned down the New York Jets offer. So right now we are, I believe, Woody Johnson is going to the state of Washington to meet up with Dan Quinn and Tom Cable. So let's see what happens there. I know that Doug Marrone, the Buffalo Bills coach, opted out of his contract, so the Knicks are really pursuing that individual for the head coach candidate. You know what? I think he really did a good job with the Buffalo Bills. So that's someone that is on my radar as well. I mean, he had Kyle Orton, and I thought he developed Kyle Orton, because Orton hasn't developed. I mean, he's been in the league for a long time, but as far as, you know, being consistent and being a decent quarterback, Kyle Orton has had his up and downs in the league. So the fact that he was able to do that, and you know, the fact that, you know, he was able to take that struggling Bills team and almost take them to the playoffs was pretty cool. We just had a very strong AFC East this year, and you know, Miami Dolphins were in a pursuit of going to the playoffs, and so was the Buffalo Bills. So that's where, you know, that comes into play. As far as Marty or offensive coordinator, I think, you know, if Rex Ryan's gone, I think he should go too. I don't think he's done a really good job as far as developing as quarterbacks and being able to make certain calls for that quarterback to get into a rhythm. So I think he's got to go as well. Not really much news for me to be able to kind of give you guys, but definitely the Jets are in a hunt. You know, the New York Knicks obviously are struggling at the moment. Probably my brother will, I don't know, he might not, but do a Giants recap video. Obviously, in a couple of more months, we're going to get into the baseball season. We'll definitely give you guys some videos as far as the baseball is concerned. So please keep watching our channel, subscribe, share, like, and definitely leave your comments. We'd love to hear from you and kind of get into some debates. So thank you very much, and have a wonderful beginning to a new year.